The Irrfan that I saw in the office and Piku, that this Irrfan was, he was a little broken. Rana would be like call anytime kind of a person, Deepika is any problem, whenever Piku, she'll call Rana, come and sort this out. Irrfan will do less rehearsals. His rehearsals are takes, as I said. So takes are his rehearsals. I don't think I'll ever make a sequel on Piku. There was madness going on. There was pure madness. So there are many scenes where we had to stabilize the shot because my cameraman is also laughing. I am also laughing. So our camera is moving. They said, yes, please come. Deepika would love to listen to you. I said, much like that. And I went. And it was just a 5-minute narration.
Was there any particular scene you narrated?
I narrated the opening scene. I performed the opening scene. So I performed the opening scene and then she said, I'm ready, I'm on. Now what do you want me to do?
Hello Shoojita, welcome to Screen.
Thank you Devansh, thank you so much. Thank you Screen.
As you saw, I'm wearing an October t-shirt. But we're here to talk about 10 years of Piku, which is also re-releasing on 9th May. So when was the last time you watched the film?
Well, it's on my platform. Whenever I switch on that platform, my Sony Live, and it's half loaded because I watched half just 3-4 weeks back. So I watched it till half and the half is remaining. So I'm going to watch it anyway in the theaters now again.
Yeah. Are you able to see it objectively now? Or can you detach and see it? Or do you feel like as a filmmaker, I could have done this differently?
With Piku, I have detached now quite a bit. So there's nothing that that I can go back at this moment and say, there are many things, small, craft issues which I keep seeing it, and I definitely see it objectively. There are some places I now feel that I could have slowed down a little bit.
Okay.
I could have a little bit slowed down and have conversations. Some conversations got chopped, in the editing table because you have always a duration issue. So my first cut was 3 hours. Then my second cut was 2 hours, 43 minutes. Then the third cut was, I think, 2:30. And finally the fourth cut was around 2:13 or 2:14. And so we debated a lot, the release happening, that we should go with the 2:30 cut, which was another 15 minutes, 14 minutes of the footage, where the conversations were a little bit more evolved. So possibly now when I watch it and the kind of love that the film got, so now I feel that I should have, get a 2:30 cut back, or release those cut scenes, and then see how the scenes were shot, so that so that, but the film has matured much. It's gone through phases, but especially after during COVID and when people were home and there was there's an issue of a lot of loneliness which I came across. That film became a lot of comfort film. But now if I objectively see it now, what I've seen is the kind of reactions changing. In the beginning, it was just like a comedy film. Comedy, of course, but then from comedy, it became a little life lessons.
And like then a slice of life.
And then people who saw it then and who are seeing it now they're also 10 years older. So their perspective towards the film has also changed now, So now it has become more organic, more real, than just being a a drama or a film or just a fiction story. It's
Yeah.
like everybody's story.
It's so interesting that you say that it really picked up during the pandemic, because it also touches upon a lot of themes that we were, dealing with at that time, whether it's going back to roots, or say, or taking care of our parents who are getting older,
Caregiving, yeah,
caregiving.
caregiving,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when I see your filmography, caregiving is a huge part of it, whether it's Piku or October, or even I Want to Talk Now. So, do you think about it that where does that come from?
No, I don't know. I mean, I've never thought of that. But yes, I mean this geriatric,
Hmm.
uh, uh, whatever say phenomenon, which is in science now, in medical science, is that it has evolved in the last few years.
Hmm.
Uh, People now know that there is a geriatricians,
Hmm.
you know. So I think somewhere that caregiving
Hmm.
is becoming now a necessary, and because of also children's moving out, uh, this kind of a life that we are leading now, everybody is moving.
Hmm.
I mean, they were moving then also, but I think, uh, but that, whether the life has become more ambitious also.
Hmm.
So we are moving on.
Hmm.
So how to keep with that balance with your root and your ambitions? That's a balance that you have to make,
Hmm.
and that's what Piku was also trying. Possibly,
Yeah.
she also wanted to get out of it. I
Yeah.
mean, she was also frustrated and
Hmm.
distressed also at some point, at some point in her life.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, maybe she choose this particular path
Hmm.
of that I will see and be with him as much I can,
Hmm.
which everybody doesn't can't, and everybody also doesn't have that situation also.
Yeah.
But that's a part of fact of life
Yeah.
with everyone.
Yeah. I remember talking to Juhi Chaturvedi, the screenwriter, and she said that I just asked her. I compared again October to Piku, and I said that surely you really hope for her to bounce back, whereas you need Bhaskar Da to rest in peace, but at peace. Let him be at peace. So she said that he is quite old, and she has a lot of life ahead of her, but in either case, I would have wanted both to live to the maximum, say like hit a century, because that's how much me and Shujita love life.
Right.
And and then she also talked about how you've also had personal experiences on those front.
Right.
So do those experiences come to you when you're writing these scenes, or your own personal experiences of caregiving?
So, for example, when we were writing Piku, or me and Juhi, we both were somewhere going through our
Mm.
personal issues also.
Mm.
So, which definitely reflected
Mm.
in Piku.
Mm.
Uh, like in October also. Sometimes, yes, caregiving is that sometimes it comes from a guilt also that he
Yeah.
couldn't do enough.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, because the script, I think, was quite organic,
Mm.
and it only can happen when you are dealing with your life and you're
Mm.
seeing this, or you're aware of those things. So
Mm.
that's how it can only happen.
Yeah. But even you writing about that, like, does it, is there guilt involved, or are you at peace with that? I did my best.
No, I did try my best. I
Yeah.
mean, but I mean, of course, you
Mm.
that guilt is always there.
Mm.
Um, but now you compromise with
Mm.
the way of your the way you are leading your life now,
Mm.
where you are.
Mm.
There's no other way than saying, compromising with your life, which whatever you have,
Yeah.
and whatever wrong you have done,
Mm.
there is no way that I can go back.
Mm.
I mean, I should not repeat that. That's what
Mm.
I'm going to. practice.
But you making these films also, I think, is a good contribution to make others like us realize how important that is. I think.
I mean, of course, that's what a film should do. I mean, somewhere you start, it should start maturing. That's what film should do. I mean, Ray's film, if you watch now, it makes so much sense, so much deeper sense to be. And when I saw it when I was just 24 or 25, I saw it then in a very differently. Now when I see it, when I watch Ritik Ghatak, I mean, I am watching Megata Ka Tara so often now. You see how a family dynamics work there. So it affects you in a different way and a different time.
Yeah, it appeals to you for different reasons at different ages.
Yeah.
So you had already.
I would say more than appeal, it affects you. Appeal is of course, something can, but it deep inside it makes me think.
So you had already made a film with Mr. Bachchan, which did not release. So was it a relief that Piku was finally out when it did? Did you have a conversation with him?
Yes. Yeah. I didn't have a direct conversation, but I internally, out of the box, when I was alone at home, I said, thank you, boss. I have managed one film that released, because you are working with him, your first film. He's also depending on you. He's trusting you, and then it's a complete U-turn. Film doesn't release. Not releasing a film is a bigger, So I'm thankful that I managed to do 3 films with him, and all have released.
So I've read recently only, I think you said in some interview that his character, a lot of it was taken from Utpal Dutt.
Yeah. So what we did was, when me and Jui were working about about characterization and mannerisms and things. I mean, Utpal Dutt was there in our head. I mean, not that we wanted Utpal Dutt. We didn't want it that loud.
Or maybe a more older, subdued Utpal
Dutt. Cranky, because his age, and of course he's anal about every little small things. So, for example, the scene with the house help, so that particular scene, very unnecessarily just having a fight with her. So when me and Ju used to talk, and some mannerisms and things we were inspired from. But what he did, Mr. Bachchan did, but he was absolutely on his own, that he crafted it. So there, I don't think there was any discussion or any brief to him about it. No. So in that sense, all of them, even Deepika and Irrfan, or Raghuvirji, or Moushumi, or everyone, or Shorupadi, everyone, they crafted it themselves.
I read somewhere that Mr. Bachchan was kind of inspired from his father-in-law to portray that character.
He said in some interviews, that in some way. So as I said, he crafted that character himself.
So you talked about, when you talked about October, you said that you didn't have Arun Dhawan in mind for Dan, but he came to you and he was a little all over the place, and then you cast him. Is there a similar story for Deepika Padukone? Because that's also an interesting casting choice. Like, do you remember when you first went to her?
See, when we were writing the film, there are 2-3 things which are floating around, because we didn't know who was the right Piku is. So when we were writing the film, in my mind, I would always talk to Jui about Jui and Ronnie. They were part of my, when we were discussing bouncing board, and said, Deepika ko soch ke karte hain. Let's think of Deepika. So, but I never thought that Deepika will agree to work with me. So, and on this kind of a film which deals with constipation and all that. So I never thought, but but there were many other actresses we were thinking of, contemplating. Juhi had some characters in mind, some actors. Ronnie had, but in my mind, that was somewhere she was stuck. So, and I said, let me take a chance on that. And Ronnie was close to their Deepika's team, so they said, I said, just bole that na, just just talk to ki hoy dekho. And they said, yes, please come. Deepika would love to listen to you. I said, acha, like that. And I went. And it was just a 5-minute narration.
Was there any particular scene you narrated?
I narrated the opening scene.
Oh.
I performed the opening scene.
Okay.
So I performed the opening scene, and then she said, I'm ready, I'm on. Now what do you want me to do? I said, I want you to take the whole script. She said, no need, I'm on. And then we met the other day, because that day it was quite late. And so next time again we met, and I read the entire script. And then we started discussing the character.
So no concerns after reading the entire
No, not at all. Not at all. She was just... And the way she's picked up the character is
amazing.
I have no words. I mean, how did she do it? How beautifully she's done it.
But how did you visualize her in? Because she hadn't done characters like that before.
No, but whatever films I saw, how she was stuck. I mean, somehow was stuck in my head, because the kind of films I've seen some sparks of her which are very like a real novel, a girl next door kind of a. I mean, of course, she was this diva also, but there was glimpses of.
Do you remember
Bangalore.
Which film?
I think even the first film also, the way she looked, in the first film also, the way she looked, the way she came, there was a certain kind of an organic innocence in her, which somewhere remained. Her eyes, the way she looks, her face structure and all, there's so much of a bong. And then we decided that, we'll give her a bindi, So all that, and she looked bong. I don't think she looked...
Like a bong from Delhi.
Bong from Delhi,
Even I think in the emotional scenes of Love Aajkal, the film she did with Saif.
Yeah. There also.
You can see that.
Those glimpses, yes.
Girl next door.
Yeah.
I think...
especially the second part of the...
I think Juhi also mentioned, we were talking about October, and she said that Varun also related a lot to the character because he had just gone through David G's, like he had an episode on a set that he had a heart attack. So he was also in that zone. And Deepika also said that this is me. Like, this is me in real life. This is maybe the Deepika you don't know, but this is me. So did you feel like that she is exactly like Piku?
So, what I felt with Deepika was that she was relaxed. She was completely relaxed. She will walk into the set. She will wear her clothes. She'll call me and she's like, Dada, dekho. Is it okay? I said, fantastic. Because she was there's no pressure of wearing any clothes, do any makeup. So she was relaxed. She said, can I walk in there? She'll have something to eat and she'll walk to the set. She will loiter around in the set. So there was so much of relaxed behavior. So which anyway gives so much, that gave me so much confidence also. I was also so relaxed because my actors are relaxed. So, and also in terms of performance, if you see her, that everything looks like that there's a lot of time, and she's performing with so much nuances, which comes only if the character and the actor is really relaxed on the set. That definitely I felt. Later in some interviews, she said later that she was going through certain
the mental health
mental issues, and this film gave almost like came like a beautiful medicine to her, that she would enjoy this character. and she could be herself,
Yeah.
where she was not. I mean, there was no vanity as such, with her. So I guess somewhere deep inside she must be a bit of Piku, of course. Yeah.
I was wondering, there are three very different kind of actors, even with different approaches, different processes. Like, I think you only mentioned that Mr. Bachchan rehearses a lot, whereas Irrfan is quite spontaneous. So was it a challenge to bring all of them together? Like, how did you execute a scene or plan a scene where all three of them are there?
So different, in different scenes we adopted different methods. There was not single technique to it. So
can I give you a scene?
Yeah.
So the scene in Kolkata where he asked him that what happened to your dad. that scene, because all three of them are actively involved there.
That was a very dangerous scene. Because first time he keeps poking, and where Piku says, "Don't stop right now, stop, you are crossing the boundary," and he won't stop it. He said, "Tumko bahut acha laga hoga na, ye nikalo hoga na." So he wanted him to feel, he wanted Rana, Irrfan, to really feel. So, no, in that scene, what happened, we shot it all together, because, even Irrfan was not prepared. He was prepared, but the way it will come to him, that he will, almost climbs onto him and says, Ki, you are the one, because of you, your dad had to suffer, and because he's actually telling this to Piku, you don't do this to me. And then he gets angry and he says, Ki, this man is as admi ko to. And then,
but in terms of shooting the scene,
sometimes we will. Yeah, they did rehearse. They did rehearsals.
But even
Irrfan will do less rehearsals. His rehearsals are takes, as I said. So takes are his rehearsals. But some scenes, if Mr. Bachchan is done in one take or a second take, then we will do the over the shoulders with Mr. Bachchan. Then Mr. Bachchan, when he's done with his over the shoulders, then Irrfan will sometime tell me, Ki, Dada, put the camera for me. Let me, single takes, what are you taking? Then he will do it. And I will perform for Mr. Bachchan sometimes. But mostly Mr. Bachchan is on the set. But these takes, we took it on the side, so that, in some scenes he was taking time to grow.
No, I'm just wondering that it would be magical just to see them perform.
Oh yeah, if you are behind the monitor, you will be laughing. You'll go fall. I mean, you'll fall laughing. Because there was madness going on. There was pure madness. So there are many scenes where we had to stabilize the shot. Because my cameraman is also laughing, I am also laughing, so a camera is moving. It was on the shoulder. And that was the last film I shot on film. After that, I started shooting in digital films. And also film rolls were all 9 minute, 10 minute rolls. 4 minute, 5 minute rolls, and then you cut takes, and So and I'm taking long takes, so I cannot waste also, enough negative. So that kind of thing happened also.
Speaking of madness, it was so much fun to watch Moushumi Chatterjee on screen after so long. Like the Basu Chatterjee fan in me was remembering Rim Jim Gire Sawan and cut to this, and where they're just going at each other.
They were mad.
Where did the idea of casting her come from?
I think while we were working on Chobi Mashi, I think somewhere Moushumi Di was there that we will cast her when Chobi Mashi character came in. So it was there since the beginning that, Chobi Mashi will be Moushumi Di. So that, in that sense, there were few characters, they were so iconic that we had these figured out that we will cast Moushumi Di. And then we went to her, but will she agree or not? We were not sure. So we had then option B and option C also from
So
Kolkata.
what happened when you narrated it to her?
It felt like that she was waiting for us to go to her because she has seen our films and she knew about us. She knew about me, and so somewhere that she knew about us. So that helped, and so already there was a yes from her that she wants to work. She's a character kaun sa hai, how many scenes are there, what are the scenes. Then we read this, ye to ho jayega.
Yeah, I saw a hilarious clip of her and she was talking about Piku and she said, yeah, I did it after so long. I got a lot of offers to like do films with Mr. Bachchan, but I didn't do it. ठीक है, होगा. So she, and then she said, so they asked her, why did you do this one? So इसमें तो उसमें चिल्लाना था ना. She just no holds barred.
Yeah, she's wild. She's really wild.
So you said that the Irfan's character is almost like an outsider, like the spine of the film. It's through him that we learn a lot about that family or about life in general. But it's interesting. He's the least preachy of the entire cast. So I know that you had him in mind when you were developing the project. So how did you shape that character that he would like go to this extent but not beyond that?
I would say what you're saying is he was more like an observer. Yeah. So it didn't happen initially. We figured out slowly that we had scenes, we knew Irfan will do, because there was no friendship, there was nothing. It was just a guy who has just come and is helping them drive through because he's just a nice guy, nice person. So, but when we started shooting the film and Irfan came on board, and then we seeing him through the lenses. Till then, of course, you have visualized and all everything, but now you seeing him actually do it. And then on the set also, there was few lines and things which added just by seeing him. Then me and Juhi started, adding few lines, giving few undertones to it. We figured out that he's just by standing there, he's just doing magic, So it matured with our shooting process also. We realized that he's asking the right questions, which while writing it was there, but we didn't realize it as such. It didn't hit us. Now we are seeing the film and he's performing and we're seeing, he's asking the right questions. Let's give him the right questions. So then we figured out, okay, these things will be asked, not clear. So I think he's the one who clears everything in the film. There is no question left. Why? So he, at the end also, he questions her, how will you, now he's no more, how will you live? There also, he asks the right questions, how.
Because that's what's on our mind.
Right. So all that came while we were doing it. So also when he was performing.
Yeah, that's really interesting because you actually feel like he's kind of co-writing the film with you.
With
like
us, yes,
character.
he did that. There was. Because that an actor does, of course. That an actor, even Deepika. There are many places, and even Mr. Bachchan, many places that we added. Mr. Bachchan felt that, some places, why should I say this? I should say this actually, because if the character. So those we corrected it, and he was right. Similar in Deepika, she will come. Dada, do I need to say I am only reacting to the Dada? Do I need to say this? She'll. Normally we will add lines. She will cut lines. So that happens, and I think that's wonderful that when they also come and become a part of the writing.
Yeah. Also, the romance between Irfan and Deepika, if I can call it that, I don't even know. But
even I didn't know. Don't ask me. I won't be able to give you an answer for that. Also.
No, that's not my question. It's so understated, the equation between them. it's I read somewhere that you said it has connected a lot with this generation, that how they see this romance.
Yeah.
But how did you, like, what was your brief to them? That did you ever tell them in these maneuvers that you are not romantically involved, or
I told Deepika about
Yeah.
it because her character was clear that
Yeah.
he was, um, she was in a relationship with also in with
Jishu Sen
Jishu,
Gupta.
and her life was quite liberal in that sense, you know. Uh, uh, but for Irfan, I think somewhere he would ask, he, yeah, he will take that romantic bent, and I would stop him. So all that. So me and Jui, when we were writing, so my brief was simple because there are certain relationships which stays like this, that doesn't become, you know, they don't take any shape, and I know you cannot define them, but and there are some friendship all through your. It could be a bromance also. It could be your girlfriend also. It could be a, you know, girlfriend, boyfriend, anything. It can. They still remain. They are there always when you need them. So do I have to define that? So then very strategically we started writing it that though that romance angle is there and not there, we don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Even so Irfan didn't know about Jishu's character.
No, he knew
knew
that they work
she's in a
together. They are very
relationship.
yeah, tere dost ko hai, but you know.
It's a lot of will they won't they even throughout, and you feel like when he says that mera dimag kharab nahi hai, that I won't get
married to you
because of him, because of Bachchan's character. So when he dies, a lot of people we feel sad, but then we're like, now will they get together? And then but then we see that, oh no, she's already in a relationship. Then she breaks up with him because he has constipation. So then again we think, and then we again leave it open-ended with them playing badminton. So much so that everything's becoming normal. Like her house help also returns. But that question remains.
Right.
So were you ever concerned that question is going to be an issue with the audience?
No, in that sense, this particular end, I was very sure.
Oh.
So the end, the only thing is that the end part, I was very sure that his father is going to have one good meal and then he will pass away. That was also, I was very sure. That, and then her daughter will not be, will be actually celebrating his death than, feeling sad over it. That had to happen. So that sense also was there somewhere. Like sometimes, like when we talk now, it's, what is that they must be doing now? Where, in which world they are? Where are they? So one thing is for sure that they're not. I mean, they didn't. I won't say they will marry for sure. They will know each other. Rana would be like call anytime kind of a person, Deepika is any problem, whenever Piku, she'll call Rana, come and sort this out. Whether it's my electricity
but do you
bill.
think will they see different people? Will they date different people?
I don't know. I don't know Rana will ever date.
Yes,
I mean,
that's what.
Piku might date. I doubt Rana will date any other, but also ऐसे ही रहेगा वो, helping her with. I could imagine that, that Deepika might have a child who is the father. We don't know, but she might adopt, and we have discussed that, me and Juiki, and definitely Rana is the tutor. that Piku has engaged him, boss, isko padhaya karega. You have learned civil engineering, you will teach him. And this boy will be possibly constipated.
That would be. I think it's time for a sequel. Then.
No, I think I don't know. I will ever make a sequel
No.
on this.
Some film should be
I
left.
can, yeah. I don't think I'll ever make a sequel on Piku, but yes, I will make stories. I'll keep making stories. How?
A cousin of mine was very young. She saw the movie with me, and she saw it till the end, and she said, "Wow, what a beautiful ending!" And I said, "So you don't want them to be together? You don't want like clarity?" So she said, "No, but because she's just about gotten rid of her father, and then of her boyfriend. Now you want her to be in another relationship. She should celebrate her freedom." So that was also a very interesting way.
Yeah,
To,
lots of them have sent me this kind of
Yeah.
reviews. Yes, yeah.
Hmm.
It's wonderful that it's re-releasing. So nice. I think this phenomena of re-releasing is a blessing for us. For filmmakers.
Yeah, it's a good way to celebrate what.
Yes, and also I don't have, now that it is releasing, I don't have any pressure.
Yeah.
I don't have any box office pressure, anything. And I'm just going to celebrate it. I'm going to watch it with so much of a joy. And that's how releases should be, that there's no pressure, that you made a film and it should just flow. Otherwise, there's so much of pressure which we go through.
Yeah, true. I was thinking that, the Irfan's character, when he tells Mr. Bachchan that कि आप नमक छुपाना छोड़ दीजिए, where he says that I am the only one who gets you, and he also agrees, yeah, and then he says, so do you think that at its heart the film is also a lot about self-victimization? Because once he stops victimizing himself and starts celebrating himself, and then he plays the sitar and then goes for a cycle, has kachori which he's not supposed to,
right,
and then goes for a dump.
No, I wouldn't say self-victimization. I would say at that age they're looking for attention.
Yeah.
They're actually
self-victimization is like a route to
yeah, of course. No, yeah, that of course they're rude.
Yeah.
Because of not getting attention, and they constantly want elderly people, they go through that attention. They always want because ये छोड़ के तो नहीं चला जाएगी, चली जाएगी या फिर so I think it's all about the attention. You give them attention, they just need to be engaged on something. So like for example, nowadays I people who have an elderly parent, so YouTube is a boon. YouTube is a boon for them because they are engaged on YouTube. News देख रहे हैं, गाली किसी को गाली दे रहे हैं, politically गाली दे रहे हैं, इसको वो कर रहे हैं, all that they're going watching long podcasts, they're doing puja, aarti, and they're watching astrology, सब कुछ चल रहा है. So YouTube has become a boon for them.
So Bhaskar Banerjee today would have been watching
definitely
YouTube.
Watching his telegraph news that he's or Anand Bajar that he brings from Kolkata. He must be now on YouTube and must be fighting and with everyone.
But we would still need all the
writing all replying to everyone.
Twitter. Yeah. I also want to talk about the music of the film because it's so special. Also because the film goes along and you just watch it, you observe it. But the music lends so much heft to it, emotional, philosophical. So what was your brief to Anupam Roy for the music?
Well, the first time when Anupam, we had a discussion on the film and he loved the film and everything, and because the texture of the film was a lot of a Bengali family, Bengali family. So we thought we'll ask Anupam to do it, and and also he was doing independent music there. So there was a certain kind of warmth that I found in his music. So we briefed him, but in the first briefing he came up with something which was quite beautiful. But then we told him we are not looking for Bollywood. You bring your what
Independent.
you are, that independent music that you're doing, and bring back that old Bengal, old Kolkata, that old. So I think he then just made this the first draft of the music. He just got it recorded in sitar, and that I didn't change anything more or less. It was what you hear is almost the first draft. That first draft came, and I was, and what happens when that first theme music, and before that he has also done the track, that last track,
The cycle track.
no.
Okay.
When when Rana is going away.
Okay.
How come I'm forgetting that track? Okay, anyway.
It's a song.
Yeah, song. So,
Lamhe Guzar Gaye.
Lamhe Guzar Gaye. So he did that first. Because in Kolkata, he did first 2 tracks, and then he jumped into the theme. Because I told him, before I go to the film, I need a kind of a theme.
Yeah.
Then when he got the theme, then I said, then the film was set.
Yeah.
Then I had to, I thought, it happens now that everything falls like in a correct.
Would you listen to the theme on set just to get
yes,
into
of course. Yeah, of course.
But how did you decide to come up with all the lyrics also? Because say October was all instrumental. So why were lyrics important in Piku?
So so there's no, I won't be able to answer you now on that. Maybe that if I do the film today, I'll have it. It'll be more of a score.
Yeah, score.
Maybe one song or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a song, so we will use it as a background score. Song is also important to release. Song
not anymore.
But no, I have also grown from there. If you see in my filmography, that from there I've moved into score a lot.
True.
So maybe it's some places I could have done without songs also. I could have used scores.
So Irrfan's death anniversary recently, you talked about, you recalled the conversations you had with him in his last days, and you said that I miss our discussions on life and death. So I'm really interested to know, what have you learned from him on life? Like, what did you discuss on that topic?
Well, his life itself is a lesson that what he has gone through. I mean, he was just where you are sitting here. We used to sit here and hang around, and then within a span of 2-3 years, he's no more. So that itself is a big lesson for me. We spoke a lot about Sufism. We'll speak about Tagore, Rumi. We will talk about Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna. We'll talk, but then we will talk about a lot of science that he will talk to me, and he will mix the science and spiritualism. Then he would always say, Dada, we should do Adda with scientists also. I said, yeah, we should, So all this, I mean, mostly we would speak about these. So these were books. He loved cosmos. Nothing. We left nothing. We spoke about Socrates, Darwin, this, everything we spoke about. So whatever he gets, like that's the reason he also wanted to. He was speculating that does he want to go with regular treatment or alternative treatment. All that we discussed also. So many things.
Did you make a conscious effort to be with him in London when he was there?
I never went to London.
Oh, you did?
No, we were always on Zoom. and phone call. So he would always say, Dada, main aa raha hu, Dada, main aa raha hu. So we spent hours and hours on phone conversations. He would be sitting there talking. We spoke.
Mm.
We just spoke, and and there are some days. I've said this before also. There are some days I would have nothing to talk,
Mm.
but then he would want to talk.
Mm.
So then I'll talk.
Was it a different Irfan then when he was in London?
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
He was the Irfan that I saw in the office and Piku.
Mm.
That this Irfan was, yeah, he was a little broken.
Mm. When you make a film after that, you said that even for Sardar Uddam Singh that he was the first choice. Whenever you make a film, is there something that he said or that he's done that you go back to when you're making a new film, writing, developing?
See, his name
Mm.
and about him, that crops up everyday conversation.
Mm.
Every day. Today also in the morning at home, I was talking
Mm.
to Juma, and then we were discussing about Irfan. Suddenly. So his name crops up every day.
Mm.
You're writing something, you're doing something. Like I'll talk to Juhi or Ritesh. Irfan, to ye kar kamal kar.
Yeah.
So we do that. But yeah, we're still looking for, and I'm so happy that, I told even Abhishek and even Vicky
Mm.
that you are doing Irfan's
Yeah.
and how beautiful they have done.
Mm.
Now I cannot think of.
Mm.
So Irfan is like giving us an inspiration, you can say.
Yeah.
Even for Abhishek, and I want to talk. The kind of in the film I never found him Abhishek. I found him always Arjun Sen.
Mm.
So yeah, I think somewhere that inspiration is there. Just see Vicky how beautiful he is, fantastic he is, and Udham. Yeah.
No, I'm glad that even after these years, Irfan is still co-writing with you. But I want to ask, speaking of co-writers, why have we not seen you and Juhi collaborate?
We are writing.
after
We are writing
Gulabo
something.
Sitabo? You're writing
We're
now.
writing. Yeah.
Okay.
We are.
It's taken 5 years now.
Yeah, because it's COVID happened, and then one particular subject we're still writing for 3-4 years almost, and another one we've just is about to finish. So we just something soon you will hear.
In the same zone.
Yeah, something. Yeah, more or less, yes, same zone. Yeah.
Okay. So finally, I want to end this on a good note, a positive note, and just say that, as I told you, that this line kind of encapsulates October for me. Is there a line you have in Piku that is the film for you?
Oh, माथा खराब नहीं है मेरा.
Yeah, we all relate. Yeah, I have another one.
Yeah.
When he says, then Deepika asks him that at the end, she asks Bachchan that hua, and he says like never before.
Like never before. Oh, yeah. That's also like never before.
Yeah.
How relief! Even audience was also, even I was also relieved. When that happened.
You could feel the.
Oh my God! Thank God, he had it.
Yeah. But what is the re-release plan like? Have you talked to the cast? Is there a screening?
The technical crew is going. So we are planning. I'm trying to get Shutapa and Babil also to watch it, so that we can all go and watch this film together. So we all
Not Deepika
ganging up.
and Mr. Bachchan.
I think he's there. So normally he watches his films in his at home. But yes,
yeah.
He's promoting the film now. So yeah, with Deepika we are talking. So now we are figuring it out.
Okay. Looking forward to watching it again.
Thank you.
And feeling it all over again.
Oh, thank you so much. So
Thank
nice.
you so much.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Lovely.